My name is Christina Freedman, and I'm from New York City, but I live in Miami Beach. I kicked heroin with a combination of sensory deprivation tanks, living with a sober biker chick in Minnesota, and then finally I made a pilgrimage to the world's largest ball of twine. That's what did it, but that's a story for book 2. It's past noon when you wake up in your childhood bedroom. You're out of heroin. You reach over for your clothes, left in a pile on the floor, and search the pockets for something you may have missed. A wave of fear hits when all you find is an empty wax baggie. Then the chills start. Hundreds of needles creep up your arms, across the back of your neck, exploding on the top of your head. Without the will to quit or the money to get high, your only thought now is the pain of withdrawal. This is not the way it was supposed to be. In the 80s, your mother was busy trading up to a new boyfriend and a comfortable apartment in Manhattan. You were on your own, so you made the most of it. You had a table at the Odeon and got comped at the Limelight. You were hot shit. At 19, you left home to start a new life in Los Angeles, but you never got off the ground. You knew how to look good and collect free drinks. Other than that, your skills were somewhat limited. After 2 years in LA, you had a restraining order against your junkie boyfriend, and you were addicted to heroin. When you moved into your car, it got harder to convince yourself that life was great. You left Los Angeles and crawled back to New York. You begged your mother for forgiveness. She always said you couldn't make it without her. Maybe your mother was right. You promised this time you would stay with her. This time it would be different. You settled into your old bedroom, but you kept using. You tried to keep up appearances. You wore lip gloss and used concealer to hide your bruises. Your mother became suspicious anyway. She stopped giving you cash, so you started stealing from her. At first it was small things, like the gold locket from her father. Then she caught you walking down 2nd Avenue with her stereo. That was yesterday. Today, you need to find a way to score. Every moment is a struggle. Your temperature swings wildly. A furnace door hidden somewhere inside you opens and closes without warning. Then the real pain begins, deep inside your bones. You put on a blue skirt, printed with flowers, and a white tank from the suitcase that you never unpacked. You tell yourself that you look passable, or at least better than you feel. This tiny confidence and some loose change scrounged together gets you on the subway. On the train, you notice people sitting with their belongings unsecured. A purse you could snatch and run with. A chain that could be grabbed from around a frail woman's neck. You remember all the things you said that you'd never do before heroin. Now robbing strangers doesn't seem so bad. You reach your stop. On Clinton Street, you turn left. A dealer you've nicknamed Hector stands in his usual spot on the stoop. Sweat pools on your upper lip. Your mouth waters. You approach him, trying to look casual, not desperate. Hector motions towards the door across the street. He leads you inside. The hallway reeks of urine. You follow him up the stairs. Acid crawls from your stomach to the back of your throat. You stop on the landing and swallow hard to push it down. At the top of the stairs, Hector opens a door that leads to the roof. The rooftop is hot and black. Metal flecks dot the surface like bits of broken seashells. It reminds you of a story your mother told you. She grew up in a tenement like this one. Her father drank. They never took vacations. Instead, she and her siblings went up to the roof to escape. They pretended they were at the shore. Your mother called it Tar Beach. Hector hands you a small baggie filled with brown powder, worth about $20 on the street. You smile and tell him that you don't have any money. You hope he'll extend you a credit like he's done a few times before. Hector smiles back. Maybe this will be easy. Then his smile fades and his eyes narrow. You shove the baggie into your pocket and walk towards the door. Hector grabs your arm and drags you back. You look around for help, but all you see are the empty windows of distant warehouses. He pushes you down on the ground and pins you there. He unzips his pants and climbs on top of you. Sweat seeps through his clothes. He smells of Ballantine ale and cigarettes. Hector tears open a condom wrapper with his teeth. You brace yourself. You close your eyes tight and try to disappear. You imagine that you are on Tar Beach. Hector's heavy breath will sound like the ocean. His motion will feel like the waves as they crash on the shore. The shame you feel will wash over you and drift out to sea. Suddenly, the door to the roof slams open. You make out the figure of a man in the doorway. He screams, "Get out of here, I'm calling the cops." Hector leaps up and fixes his pants. Your legs are shaking too much to move. Hector offers you his hand, and you take it. As you stand, you're wobbly, but it only takes a few seconds for your feet to follow your instincts. You run quickly without looking back. You run away from Hector. You run past the man in the doorway. You run down the stairs and out onto the sidewalk. All the way down the street, you never stop running. You feel your feet step slow down as you reach the intersection. Adrenaline gives way to dope sickness, but now you have the remedy. You find a diner and go into the bathroom. In the last stall on the left, you slide the latch shut. You collapse to your knees on the tile floor. Cold sweat runs down your back. Your stomach heaves. You lean over the toilet, but you have nothing left. You fall back against the stall and pull a thin strip of aluminum foil from your pocket. You tap the heroin out onto it and fumble for your lighter. You heat the underside of the foil gently until the powder turns into a sea of black tar. As the smoke rises, you inhale deeply. The exhale brings instant relief. In this dream world, you don't have hard choices to make. The darkness inside you is lifted. You float off the dirty bathroom floor and up above the gray city streets. You fly so high that when you look down at the blackened rooftops below, there is no fear of falling.